Well, it finally happened. So, hello everyone. This is Foxcat, and you might be wondering why I'm outside doing this discussion talk. Well, the reason why is my roommate's watching his TV, and he watches YouTube, and I don't want to get like copyright stuff on the video, which isn't even about the subject of the video. So I decided to move out here to discuss this because I really, really, really do want to discuss this because it is a hot topic. And of course, obviously, a lot of you might be wondering what's Foxcat's thoughts on the Switch 2. So for those who don't know, which I will send a link down in the description below, but you can still search it up, of course. Um, yeah, just early this morning, they just announced Switch 2. Now, this has been a thing that was going bound to happen. Although, as like many people have been pointing out too, literally Nintendo, it's no secret. Um, Nintendo was forced to jokingly release this trailer because it really does feel like it. It's still a good trailer, by the way, but it really feels like they were jokingly forced to because people were already leaking. If you don't know, early this month and last month in particular, a lot of leaks was coming out, and it seems like these leaks are correct on how things are looking out because of how it looks. But of course, we're not going to talk about leaks or anything. I just want to talk about my thoughts so far, my live reaction to the Switch 2. And honestly, if you've seen what I posted earlier this morning, which fun fact is actually true because believe it or not, I just saved up money to buy the Guilty Gear Strive game, which I'm going to get next week because it's coming out next week for Switch. Um, yeah, my reaction is kind of like that because I no one saw it coming, but I feel like I'm the most of that one of those people who didn't see it coming. Because I thought this was going to come out way later, not in the actual fiscal year. And to be frank, it's not like I'm going to deny that it's possible that it will become available at the first half of this year on June, but they could jokingly move it up towards like October or even December for the holiday season, which would be a smart move. But I have a gut feeling it will be in January, not January, June, excuse me, that this will release. Um, and honestly, like I said, the trailer was good. I mean, it was short and sweet. We actually already got one Mario Kart confirmed, which is just like the previous trailer for the first Switch. But the question is, how do I feel about the whole thing? Like I said, I'm sort of mixed, to be honest. It looks good. It definitely is bigger as expected. It design really works. I think the so far confirmed mechanics towards the Switch 2 is nice, especially it's a life improvement. We have like magnet Joy Cons, which works. Just clap them in, which is definitely an improvement. That's like the biggest improvement out of everything. Um, Admittedly, it looks pretty up par with the rest of the recent console generations, like PlayStation 5 and Xbox. So that's also nice. And really, the design overall looks fantastic. Um, However, while all that is fine, the reason why I'm mixed is they never truly confirmed if they're going to continue supporting the first Switch, if you know what I mean, or Switch One, which I might have to start calling that it now. Um, and honestly, I do deeply believe they will somewhat continue with the support because here's the thing. The reason why I'm also mixed and curious on how things are going to play out is, while I will give them credit, they play it much more smarter with the Wii U, and I'm not saying this is going to be a Wii U, thank God. I am going to say this feels not like a Wii U, but more like a new 3DS. And clarification on the new part, I'm not talking about like a 3DS. I'm actually talking about like back in the 3DS and Wii U era when they introduced the consoles. Um, Later on the line, they'll introduce a updated version of the 3DS, not the 2DS, the new 3DS, which introduced a C stick, kind of a weird logo that matches with the amiibo because it had amiibo support, had much more better 3D stuff, and generally a good improvement. This feels like this and then some, which isn't a bad thing. Honestly, it's good to have a improved version of a console. Like literally, I deeply love the Switch OLED. I think it's one of the best improvements of a video game console. But this does feel like that, which makes me wonder if there will still be support, still continuing support of the Switch One. And honestly, I do deeply believe it will still be the case because A, they confirmed that Nintendo Online will continue regardless. I mean, that's a duh. But it does beg the question: will Nintendo Online continue on the Nintendo Switch One, or just move forward towards just being on Switch 2? Like, what I mean is, it will continue on both 1 or 2 simultaneously, or it'll move towards Switch 2. And the second thing is, they confirmed that not all the games are going to be compatible. There is backwards compatibility, which, to be fair, I can see that obviously happening. And it's kind of funny because they jokingly show it off. One of these is Pokemon Scarlet Violet. Of course you will fucking show that because that game kind of needs the horsepower. But question is, A, what are these games that not compatible towards the Switch 2? And B, does this also mean you still are going to support the Switch 1? I deeply hope, which I do deeply hope they do, because I know I'm probably being a little bit naive on saying that because, people wanted the Switch 2 and it is a far better improvement. But some people like me cannot afford the Switch 2 at the moment or right now, even if it does come out, and I do mean it due to the situation I'm in. And even then, I do think it would be a smart move to just keep support of the Switch 1 and 2, so that way it will be fair on all fronts for people. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overlooking things. Like, it definitely is like a weird situation for me because one of the things is I wonder if this is the reason why Pokemon ZA had hold back information on us all these months or years, as it's almost like the anniversary of literally when ZA was announced. And there's obviously going to be a Pokemon Direct next month. It's fucking February, the birthday month of Pokemon. But throughout last year, we have even not get a whisper. Even in the Pokemon Giga League, we had not have a whisper of freaking Pokemon ZA. So we have no idea of what's going on with that. I know it still hasn't been canceled, but I'm wondering, just like Metroid 4 coming out, or Metro Prime 4, could this be exclusive to the Switch 2? I'm hoping not, and hopefully it's actually just both for Switch 1 and 2, but you never know, to say the least. And really, I think that's it because I have a lot. I mean, I don't know if I'm ready for the big change yet. I mean, I'm definitely not money-wise. Again, I just got done selling stuff. That's not a joke with that post. I got done selling stuff to buy that eShop cards to buy that upcoming Guilty Gear Strive game, which now also even feels like a slap in the face to those people who made Guilty Gear Strive because they just had to. It took a while for them to put it on the Switch for obvious reasons. They needed to reprogram it to get it running on the Switch. So now here comes the Switch 2 with the other beneficial thing being that it's obviously going to be like a supercomputer. And you're telling me that they didn't get knowledge of that? Like, it's very weird, to say the least. But, it's my thoughts. Just to clarify, though, even though I'm mixed feelings, I am positive about this. Like, this is definitely really good. I'm not trying to discredit the Switch 2. It's just that, like many, I have a lot of questions. Mine is a little bit different than theirs, but that's a very interesting part about this trailer. It, like I said, it's literally not a secret that Nintendo was force their hands to just release it to shut up all the leaks. But the question does now people are asking is, what is this thing gonna do exactly? Like, what's the main point of what this thing going to do? Because we still have no idea how it's going to truly functions, other than the magnet things that was obviously confirmed. There's the rumor of the mouse thing, where it plays like an actual computer, where you actually in some games use it as a mouse, the Joy-Con as a mouse. And then there's that whole thing about the C button, which there is a C button on there, but it does beg the question: what's it going to do? Is it going to be an extra analog stick? I mean, it's up in the air. But honestly, I'm actually hopeful. Like the biggest thing, like I said, this is definitely not going to be a Wii U situation for sure. I think I'm surprised no one has brought that up. Though to be frank, that's probably because again, it's not going to happen. In fact, I think it was a smart move to not call it a Nintendo Switch something and just call it Nintendo Switch 2 in order to be like, yeah, this is a secondary console. But I don't know. I'm still in the dark of what this is going to be. But I'm hopeful, to say the least. And I'm just glad they finally released this. I am kind of shocked that we're not going to get any more information until April. Makes sense. Though to be frank, I think we are going to get a little bit more information in February by that Pokemon Direct, because I'm betting a lot of money they'll announce that Pokemon Z and A will be also compatible with Switch 2, and hopefully not just the exclusive. Like, I really have a gut feeling that I know people have been saying there will be a launch title for Switch 1, and believe me, I do believe in that. It does feel like there will be a launch title for Switch 2, that being a Mario Kart and a Nintendo thing. But weirdly enough, because of how silent both games were, I have a deep gut feeling that the launch titles are not going to be a Mario or a Zelda. I think it's going to be a Metroid for sure, and possibly a Pokemon, that being Metro Prime 4 and Pokemon ZA. Because it makes fucking sense to do that. Like, have a launch title for them. Because ZA is something that many people are kind of looking forward to, and many people been wondering where the fuck Metro Prime 4 been. So there you go. It makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. I honestly want to see how people's thoughts are going through. But really, I am hopeful for this. So yeah, this has been Fluxcat, snapping out of here. Bye bye.